Citizens speak out. People continue to stand up for improved living conditions and greater basic freedoms for themselves and fellow countrypersons as they gather in countries like Afghanistan, Bahrain, Egypt, Libya, Pakistan, Palestine, Syria, United Kingdom and Yemen.
United Kingdom. British police arrested Miss Rebecca Brooks on Sunday, making her the 10th and most senior person in Rupert Murdoch's News International Media Corporation to be accused of involvement in phone hacking that has now been found to have affected the lives of celebrities, royalty, and relatives of slain crime and tragedy victims.
Pakistan. In Punjab province's Gujranwala city, thousands of protesters staged in a sit-in on Friday to speak out against U.S. military presence in the country, especially its unmanned drone air attacks that are not sanctioned by the United Nations. They demanded that their government reevaluate its relations with the U.S. and focus on addressing the basic needs of the Pakistani people.
Egypt. In accordance with Prime Minister Essam Sharaf's efforts to address protesters' demands for more rapid and significant political reform, the country's ministers of finance, trade, antiquities, and foreign affairs resigned, and he named a new cabinet as of Sunday, July 17th.
Palestine. Press TV reports that 7 people, including 4 children, were injured by Israeli tank fire in Gaza on Sunday. The Israeli shelling is retaliation for rockets coming from Gaza, which Palestine-based Ma'an news agency reports were fired by illegally armed groups in spite of Gazan police efforts to stop them. Meanwhile, various Palestinian news agencies have reported that 32 former German ambassadors and consuls general have signed and sent a letter to Chancellor Angela Merkel and Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle, calling for Germany to address the humanitarian needs of Palestinians and bring an end to the current situation by recognizing Palestine as an independent state.
Bahrain. US-based Monsters and Critics news agency reports that Bahraini police clashed with protesters who attempted to march on Saturday, July 16th after attending the funeral of disabled mother of 2, Zainab al-Juma, who reportedly died the day before of suffocation after inhaling tear gas when it was fired by security forces in the area near her home.
Afghanistan. A ceremony was held on Saturday in Bamiyan province to transfer control of security to Afghan police from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's or NATO multinational peacekeeping force, becoming the first such NATO troop withdrawal from Afghanistan to date. Meanwhile, 10 soldiers with the NATO-led forces have been killed in just the past few days in various incidents across Afghanistan, including one who perished to a roadside bomb and several who succumbed to attacks, bringing the total number of international soldiers killed so far in 2011 to 311. In an effort to support Afghanistan's reconciliation and peace through dialogue, the UN Security Council voted to lift sanctions from 14 Taliban members believed to have turned away from arms toward diplomacy, including 4 who are part of the country's High Peace Council. In an exclusive interview with China's CCTV, former Taliban Foreign Minister and High Peace Council member Wakil Ahmad Mutawakil, who has recently been meeting with governments concerned about finding a resolution to Afghan conflict, called upon the US and Taliban to engage in talks. He stated that the alienation experienced by Taliban members must be replaced with reconciliation for peace to prevail in the country.
Syria. Activists reported that early on Sunday, 2,000 security forces and tanks entered the town of Zabadani after cutting the town's telephone, internet, and electricity, where they arrested more than 500 protesters who had been rallying since Friday in one of the largest peaceful gatherings since the country's unrest began. Also on Sunday, outside Damascus, leading dissident Ali Abdullah was arrested and once again jailed after police raided his home. Mr. Abdullah had just been released from prison on May 30th, when President Bashir al-Assad issued pardons in response to protesters' demands.
Meanwhile, during a meeting in Turkey, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said Saturday that the Syrian government must allow activist groups to participate in the country's political reform process.
Libya. On Saturday, China-based Xinhua news agency reported that Libyan National Transitional Council spokesperson Mohamed Bani rejected the idea that foreign troops would ever participate on the ground, saying that the revolutionaries would not accept involvement from other countries in this way.
As we join in sorrow for the lives lost and for those injured, we pray for the strife in all nations to end and that citizens everywhere may coexist in dignified safety, freedom, and peace.